If you have an F150 and you notice your MPGs have gone down a little bit, maybe your engine's sputtering at idle, and then all of a sudden your check engine light goes on, more than likely it's going to be a bad Evap canister purge valve. These are very common to go on F150s, especially in the range of 65 to 100,000 miles. Lucky for us, it's a super easy fix. It's about $55 on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. If you go to Ford, they're going to charge you $200+ all day long for this repair. Super easy, 2 bolts, takes about 5 minutes. Anybody can do it. I'm going to go step by step in this video. I promise, if you watch the video step by step, we're going to bang this out in no time. Let's get started. So first of all, we got to figure out, how do we actually get to know that this was our problem? So I just picked up this little OBD reader on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description and the first comment. This thing was like $25. You really don't need to go crazy with these. All we need is the code, and once we get the code, we'll know exactly what our issue is. Underneath your steering wheel, you're going to plug this into your OBD port, and we're going to get a reading. Press any button to run the scan. About 5 seconds will go by. Hit enter to read the codes. You'll have stored codes. Click on that. And boom, P1450. Let's throw that into Google and see what it tells us. Now, when you Google this, it kind of gives you a broad spectrum of what it could be, but basically it's an issue with your vehicle's Evap system. And most commonly with the F150s, it's going to be your Evap canister purge valve solenoid. This is where it's located in the vehicle. It's just above the throttle body. I put X's all over it so you guys can easily see it. This part is very easy to remove. It's just going to be 2 8mm bolts, a harness clip, and the Evap hose clip. That wiring harness clip is very easy to remove. Just pinch it down. It should slide right off. All right, next up is these 2 8mm bolts. These bolts are a bit longer than you realize. When you start removing them, it seems like they just keep going on and on. Please make sure that when you actually remove the bolt, that your hand is on the bolt. If you were to drop this down, it's kind of right in the middle of your engine bay. Last thing you want to do is lose this part. It would probably be a nightmare to try to find. So just take your time. Keep your hand on the bolt when you get to the end and carefully remove it. All right, so we're just going to lift the part right up off of these grommets. And then we're going to position the part in such a way where we can easily manipulate this clip. The trick to this clip is you're going to pinch the 2 ears together. It's going to pop the hi-hat up. So you're just going to pinch them together, push up, grab that little hat, lift it, just kind of wiggle that Evap hose back and forth a little bit, and that will completely free our CPV valve from the Evap hose. Now, I was able to get Ford's brand new version of this CPV valve on Amazon. I believe it was like $55, which is really nice that they sell them on Amazon. I got it, 2 days, real quick. And it's a genuine Ford part. And it appears that they definitely made some upgrades compared to the original. I'm seeing some aluminum where there was some plastic. Definitely seems like a more substantial piece, which is good because that makes me feel like it's going to last a bit longer than the old one. Now, a quick and easy way to figure out for sure if this part is in fact broken is if you blow on the stem, you should not be able to hear any air escaping. Clearly, you can hear that air is flowing right out of the valve. That's not good. With the new one, when I blow on the stem, nothing comes out. Doesn't matter how hard I blow, no air is escaping. Now, if you have some, I would recommend putting some silicone paste on the O-ring before installing your new CPV. This will just ensure that the O-ring doesn't prematurely dry out and will also make it a little easier to push back into the Evap lines. All right, grab your CPV, wiggle it back and forth, and it should drop right into those 2 grommets. Then take your hi-hat clip that's attached to the Evap hose, push it all the way in until you can't push it in anymore, and close up that hi-hat. You're going to hear that nice audible click. Take your bolts, spin them counterclockwise. Make sure you're seated before screwing these all the way down. This is a metal bolt going into plastic. Last thing you want to do is strip these. So just turn it counterclockwise. You're going to hear it drop in, and then just give it a couple turns. Make sure it's seated. Once you know your bolts are seated properly, go ahead and send them home. You do not have to tighten these down very much at all. Once you feel a little bit of resistance, stop. You don't need to smoke these down. You don't want to strip these. Grab your wiring harness and snap that bad boy back in. All right, turn the engine back on, plug in your OBD reader, go down one to where it says erase codes, hit enter, and we're done. Code erased, check engine light removed. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you found it helpful. Hopefully you're able to use this video to repair your vehicle yourself and save yourself a bunch of money. If it did, please consider subscribing to the channel and also smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm out a lot. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.